of our uh podcast.
Our
As no,
amazing podcast.
yes, our gaming podcast, where to an extent we just talk about do does Paladins, a game that like no one enjoys,
Or talks about. Or
yeah,
knows.
or knows that is it a copy of Overwatch? Because Overwatch is a very popular game, and with that, well, people that know that can almost. Well, it's kind of like Fortnite. Fortnite's really popular. There's going to be games that copy Fortnite. So, same thing goes for Paladins. There's going to be games. Not well, it's a game
Well,
that copied
yeah,
a very popular game. But
yes.
it's a people that know me and Steven on a personal level will know that do not like Paladins. Henceforth,
No.
why we are making this video, saying that is Paladins a copy of Overwatch? I don't think this is going to be a particularly long episode compared to our last one, which is like an hour. Considering that there's not as much to talk about in this. I mean, there is stuff to talk about, but there's not as much to, you know,
Yeah.
actually say. Because both Paladins and Overwatch is just a, like, one-sided game. Like, you're just doing the same thing over and over again. But the same thing could be said for games like I was about to say Overwatch again, but Rainbow Six Siege and Fortnite. But in terms of gameplay, there's not a lot to talk about other than you shoot gun.
And you die.
Yeah.
And usability.
So our first instance, or one of the first case in point, I could say, would be that the characters are very, very
Similar.
similar to other um Paladins
How it is.
characters. Yeah, yeah. Like I think one of the most obvious examples would happen to be Soldier 76. I
And
think,
Victor.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're like literally the same person.
Also Hanzo and Shalu.
Yeah, Hanzo. Um,
And then Widowmaker and Kanessa.
yeah, Widowmaker, Kanessa, all these people. Uh, we happen to play Paladins occasionally due to someone that we know. You know who you are. If you're watching this video, you know who you are. But someone who happens to be a fan of Paladins because he never played Overwatch made us play Paladins with him, and we had a religious experience. But it's just, it's kind of baffling to just see that these characters are like, they're iconic almost to Overwatch, and then they just completely get copied. It's kind of
Raise.
like same thing for like, actually I can't even think of another example in point. I'm kind of dumb, but like
Um,
it's just plagiarism almost. Well, not really plagiarism, it's just copying.
yes.
But there's characters like Widowmaker, who's really down to Kanessa, who I happen to main in Paladins.
Also Drogos and Farah.
Yeah, they're like
And,
literally down to the wire of literally being the same person.
and Dureg and Junkrat.
Yeah, but then there's some people that are like combinations thereof. Like, I forget the guy from Paladins, the one with the sword. I
Oh,
don't remember his name.
Siberius?
Nah, he's like ethnic. He, um,
Koga?
nah, the guy with the really big
Oh,
sword, like,
Zin?
yeah,
Jin?
like with the robe, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, because the one that can like do the Reaper Wraith form, and then
yeah,
also like deflect bolts like Genji. So they're characters that are like combinations of what they're already like are, if that makes sense. I just think it's kind of. I mean, there are some original Paladins characters, like
like
that Tiberius
IO,
guy,
Tiberius.
and there are some
Another,
characters that not only copy their characters from Overwatch, but also look like them. Like, I forget the name of the guy. He's he's
who
like one of
just said,
those. He's the copy of Torbjorn,
oh, Barrick?
I guess.
Yes.
He's the one with like the
Literally looks
turret.
exactly like Torbjorn.
Literally, they look similar, and they,
Except for he has different hair color, and that's about it.
yeah, that's really about it. It's just kind of odd to see how, like, they're literally the same like Makoa and Roadhog are the same
And
person.
Grover and Lucio.
And, oh yeah, but, I know there's some, uh, original Paladins characters, and there are things from Paladins that like, are, like, original, like the buying things, like, mid-game. I mean, that, you can
Riding
do that in, like, other
horses.
games, but I'm just saying, like, you can, like, buy, like, the upgrades for,
Like speed and
like how fast you
damage
reload and
and
stuff.
health. Yeah.
Uh,
Another couple would be Pippin Baptiste.
yeah. I'm kind of showing my stats on my characters in the
I
stream,
see.
by the way. I don't know why. Anyway, uh,
Sky would basically just be what's her name? Sombra.
yeah. But characters aside, there are other things that um they kind of took from Overwatch. I mean, it's mostly the characters, but I mean, it's kind of the like the payload and stuff. I mean, I know there's other games with like payloads, but like I think, and I may be completely wrong when I say this, but like Overwatch kind of made the payload type of game mode a little bit more popular. So I feel like that's
Yeah.
like the Overwatch game mode, is just to move the payload. But I mean, I know there's other games that even came before Overwatch that did the payload, but I think Overwatch is one of the most popular games where you can push a payload. And like I think
Yeah.
that Paladins kind of saw that and was like, oh, I mean, if we're making our game based off of Overwatch or just a complete copy of Overwatch, then why don't we, like, you know, copy their modes as well? And I mean,
Also like
there's,
the
oh, go on.
the capturing the point then pushing the payload.
Yeah. Or, like, the one reason I don't really like Paladins is that there's games that are like Overwatch in a sense. I can't really name any,
Like
but I assume there
uh,
probably are. But
what's that the
but
one game?
Paladins is like a one-to-one copy, almost. Like they literally took Overwatch and like changed up what the characters look like and kind of did the modes a little bit differently. And yeah,
Yeah.
sorry I have the hiccups.
They just
But
made a free version of Overwatch.
yeah, and I think that's the reason they kind of did it, because like I think they kind of realized they're like, oh, not Paladins. Overwatch is like a really, like, fun, popular game. So why don't we make the same game but make it free so it gets more like attention? But it didn't really work because no one really talks about Paladins. I mean, it's popular enough. I don't really know how many people play it, but I guess it's popular enough.
Yeah.
It's just I think the characters are. I think it's mostly like
Well, high
in
res. There's a lot
case
of like
it's mostly the characters, and yeah, the people that made Paladins High Res or whatever they're called, they also made Smite, and I think Smite's a pretty fun
And,
game, but it's also it's kind of similar in a few aspects to League of Legends, but not really too much.
and they also made a Realm Royale. That's
Yeah,
pretty close.
that's
Any
pretty
other
close
battle royale game?
competitor. I think
They
that's
kind of
honestly
don't.
most similar to like Apex and games like that.
Yeah, I think high res is kind of just like bandwagon. They
Yeah,
they make a copy of whatever's popular at the time.
yeah, like Fortnite and
Yeah,
Overwatch and
because they
League of
both came
Legends.
out. Didn't Paladins come out like a couple months after Overwatch?
Uh, mm, I really do not know.
Because I know Overwatch came out in 2016 and Gabe says Paladins came out in 2016. Let me fact check this.
I have a feeling Paladin. Well, the fact that they were so like public on Paladins, not Paladins, Overwatch. I keep mixing them up, but the fact that they like Overwatch was a heavily advertised game,
Yeah, so
at least
Overwatch
from.
came out in 2015.
Oh yeah, I think Paladins also might have come out in 2015, but I think
Paladins
that
came out
like
in 2016.
uh okay, but I think that the people that made Paladins were kind of like they kind of like saw the advertisements and were like, "Oh, what is this? Like this is going to be a popular game made by a popular studio. Like we should like make our own money off of this, I guess."
Yeah,
But yeah, and it's really mostly the characters in point. I mean, the only character out the top of my head that I can think of that is kind of copied from Paladins is Baptiste,
oh yeah.
because I'm
That
pretty sure
was
that Pip.
released after Pip 1.
Yeah, I don't. I think Pip was like one of the like characters in Paladins that's been there from the very beginning. I think though, I don't know if Pip was like added in like an update,
Yeah,
and well, Baptiste was added just about
I know.
a year ago. I think I don't remember.
I know that when I originally didn't have Overwatch and I just played Paladins, I know Pip was in the game, so I don't remember having an update. So
Yeah, so I don't know.
yeah,
I feel like no, I feel like it's kind of overlooked though that Baptiste is kind of a copy of Pip. I didn't even realize it until not that long ago, to be honest with you.
yeah.
But
I'm looking at the games that the high res was made.
hmm.
I didn't realize they made a new game called Rogue. I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah, that Rogue Company game. I heard that's pretty fun. It's kind of like
I also didn't know
I
they had a Paladins mobile game.
oh yeah, it's like Paladin Strike or whatever.
Yeah,
It sounds a little bit cringe.
but
But
back to the topic.
yeah. If you want to go into like the firing range while we're talking about this, you can.
That's what I was literally about to do.
Oh, but I just think that I mm, I mean, it's just kind of a really weird topic to talk about almost. Like,
Yeah, there's like similar maps. Like I can't think of the names of the maps on a Paladin.
I don't know any of the names of any map in Paladins. I don't even know if they have names, to be honest. But I don't really
The
think it's the maps. I mean, there's that like jungle map that seems pretty original. And there's like that.
yeah, there's
I think there's like that one map that I remember that time I was playing as Lex or whatever, and I kill whatever one.
They have a lot of maps that are original, but they have some maps that are like pretty close to other maps.
Yeah, and they do, I
Uh,
mean, have some originality. Like, they have that, like, onslaught mode, I
yeah.
think is what it's called. They have, like, I think the three main modes are, like, onslaught, and then, like, siege, which is,
Team
like, payload,
Deathmatch.
and then, like, yeah, and then team deathmatch. But, like,
Yeah, that's pretty original, the Team Deathmatch.
I,
Cause, you know,
yeah. But then, like, the three main Overwatch modes are payload, and then, why am I
then
blanking? Anchor or
capture
something.
the point.
Yeah, uh, capture the point, then the hybrid.
Then yeah.
Uh,
Experience tranquility.
but I just think that, I mean, gameplay-wise, I don't really think there's a problem with paladins. I mean, I'd prefer to play Overwatch, but it's just that
They're very, very
it's
similar.
just it's just not original. Like, if I have this game, like, basically already, what's the point of, like,
I
playing
welcome
paladins?
adversity.
It's just really strange. I don't know why they'd copy. I mean, it's good to, like, make games based on other games. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of Battle Royale games have taken inspiration off of H1Z1. That was, like, one of the first, like, groundbreaking almost Battle Royale game. But, it's like Fortnite and PUBG took off of, H1Z1 and stuff. But, I think it's good to, you know, like, base your game off of another game. I just don't like completely
I like
copying.
copy. Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure that, not naming names, the person I mentioned earlier, I said that they know who they are. I'm pretty sure even they can vouch for me when I say that Paladins is a pretty hard copy of Overwatch. And no matter what anyone tries to argue with me, I will live by that statement.
I will protect the innocent. Double kill.
It's just kind of weird, almost.
Yeah.
It's just,
Because they do a lot.
yeah, it's,
Clearing the area.
I'm surprised no one has really talked about this, though, like, online, or at least I haven't seen any, like, YouTube videos or anything. I personally never watched an Overwatch, not an Overwatch, a Paladins video in my whole entire life, and I don't really know if the aforementioned Paladins YouTubers, like, recognize the fact that Paladins is literally Overwatch, but discount. I don't really know if the people that made Paladins themselves realize that, like, it's very similar. I mean, I know that people that I've also talked to, other than, like, us people that are in this podcast, I know that people other than us have realized that Paladins is a copy of, Overwatch, because even before I was playing Overwatch, I did play Paladins, but then I deleted it because it was boring, and I didn't even know what Overwatch was at the time, so that really says something about it, Paladins. It's just, Paladins would probably be more interesting and fun if it was like,
original.
yeah, if it was more original and not, like, literally a direct copy, you know?
If it was original, then you wouldn't have it would be it'd make more sense to have both of the games instead of just one of them.
Yeah,
Most of the time, if you used to play Paladins and you get Overwatch, you're most likely just gonna delete Paladins
yeah.
because they're like literally the same thing.
Get back.
It's just, I'm kind of passionate on this topic a little bit, because I play Overwatch a lot. And then just seeing Paladins, it kind of upsets me, because I'm using the Drogos equivalent to
Clearing the area.
like its Overwatch counterpart right now. And if people watching this video have played paladins, I've used all of Pharah's abilities. You kind of have to vouch for me that all of these abilities are abilities that Drogos uses in some extent.
Drogo, the greedy.
Yes. It's the clones, man.
Imagination is the essence of this game. This will protect us. Survival of the fittest.
But, yeah. I mean, honestly, we could end this podcast now if we wanted to. I mean, it hasn't been very long. I don't know if you can check out what we've been streaming, but well, what have we gathered here today? What do we establish? That Paladins?
Well, we're not saying that Paladins is a horrible game. Just saying that it's very similar to another game. Overwatch.
Yeah.
And,
I'm gonna try to kind of carry the video on a little bit. But, it's kind of like the same thing for Paladins. Fortnite and Apex, because Apex became very popular, but then, not Apex, Fortnite became extremely popular, and then Apex came out and tried to, like, make it their own, but then people were saying that, like, oh, like, this game is bad, it's a copy of Fortnite, Fortnite's better. But, like, Paladins, why do I keep saying this? Apex actually did something to, like, make it different. Like, in no way Fortnite is really like Apex, other than the fact it's a battle royale game. Like, you don't see, like Fortnite with, like, the Legends and Apex Legends are basically like operators in like any other game. It's like, it's different from Fortnite. Like, how is it a copy of Fortnite if it's like not Fortnite at all, other than the fact it's a battle royale game?
Just got inspired by Fortnite.
Yeah. Like, people saw Fortnite and were like, why don't we make our own game? But on the other hand, you can't really just be like, this game is game of the year, let me just, you know, completely copy it and change it almost little to nothing. It's just kind of disappointing almost. Well, it's not like people from like high-res studios are gonna like, listen to this video, but it's just have some originality. Like, you know, you can't, it's kind of lame to just be not original. Like, it's kind of like those dumb high school movies where the girl tried to, like, fit in with all the other girls when she's completely different. And she gets all, like, upset, but then her, like, parents are like, oh, just be whoever you want to be. And she's like, oh, okay. And then is whoever she wants to be. Like, be what already hasn't been done, is what I'm trying to say. A very good life advice. Yeah.
Very good life choices.
Quite. What have we learned today, Steven?
What we've learned is that Paladins is, I'm literally exact couple.
Yes.
Added
I
a
mean,
few things, not very many.
yes.
Say the one thing that I really don't like about Paladins, the main thing I don't like is that they have 4 classes. I mean, I guess
they
that
kind
makes
of
some
used
originality.
to have 4. Well, they sort of kind of used to have 4 classes
Yeah, they did.
in Overwatch.
Yeah.
because there used to be the offensive heroes and the defensive heroes, but they're like put into
I
one
think the
category. Like Tracer would be like an offensive attacking, but then
yeah.
McCree would be like a defensive attacking.
Yeah, I think the
Unfortunate.
well, Overwatch. I think Overwatch is a superior game, but
Yeah.
I'd say there's a lot of things that Paladins has done better than Overwatch. Like
Yeah.
they have more characters. They
Yeah.
have a probably have a less toxic community than
Oh
Overwatch does.
yeah.
They also have there's a lot of things that Overwatch has done better than Paladins.
Barrier active.
They update their game a lot more. They listen to their people, the community a lot more
Yeah.
than
Well,
Paladins does.
goes the thing for paladins that you can't really listen to your community if you don't really have much of one.
Yeah.
It's just kind of
Hello there.
dumb. Like paladins, like it's just dumb. It's not original. I mean, Paladins is a okay game, gameplay wise, but if we're talking like anything else wise, it's really not that good of a game.
Yeah.
Which is why like other battle royale games, like Warzone, it was a battle royale game. Obviously, battle royale games are more popular because of Fortnite kind of revolutionized the genre. But like, it's still original. Like, if you want to make a team deathmatch game, like, at least make it original. Like, tell me that Paladins. Just try to tell me that Paladins. It's just,
It's not
yeah. It's like I said, Apex and Warzone and even Call of Duty Blackout from Black Ops 4 are all original games. But like, Paladins, I know Paladins isn't really like a battle royale game, because I've been kind of comparing to battle royale games. But it's just, like I said, if you want to make a team deathmatch game, make it your own game and not this like literal complete copy game, you know? It's just, and then they
there's
are
a
like,
lot of
oh, why is Paladin so unpopular? Because it's a copy. Reason why Apex is so popular, because it's original. It's like Team Fortress. Team Fortress is original, but
Team Fortress.
but Overwatch was inspired by Team Fortress. So, and do you really see, I mean, other than like the team deathmatch aspect, Overwatch isn't really a copy of Team Fortress 2.
Yeah, because a lot of no one's really similar to Team Fortress 2 and Overwatch.
Yeah.
Just made their own characters.
Not to mention that like the
Yeah,
gameplay
only
itself
that.
is also very similar. We haven't really talked about that, I feel like, as much.
Yeah. I mean, the main thing that they changed about the game, like the only thing they changed about the gameplay actually is that the guns do more damage and you have more health.
Yeah.
That's about the only thing that they actually changed about the gameplay.
It's just dumb. Not to sound like a little bit of a
Negative
dramaticist.
dance.
Yeah, but anyone that really tries to argue that Paladins is at nowhere like as similar to Overwatch, I will not listen to them, because it's just a bullshit argument. Because there's just it's just kind of sad, sickening to see games like Overwatch that like redefined a genre are getting just completely copied, and it's not even a good game at that. So, Paladins isn't a horrible game, it's just not fun.
It's fun to certain people.
Double kill.
But like, I wouldn't say it's a horrible game. Cause there's many things that could be fun about it. There's a
I
lot of
think it would
things
be
that
more
are
fun
fun
if it was
about
more
it.
original. Like, I'm
Well,
completely fine with like the payload type games and like secure the area, but I'm just not really okay with like this game is just a total copy. Like, you know.
Well, I think Paladins is it's an okay game. I'd say I'd much rather play Overwatch than Paladins.
Yeah.
I'd say that Paladins is it could be fun. Like there would be some days that certain people would rather play one game than the other.
Yeah.
I could see why. Like sometimes, you know, if you're not in the mood Overwatch, you could be in the mood to play Paladins.
Yeah.
In a way, they're kind of different, and you could, you know, sure you're dying very quickly. Overwatch, you just play Paladins. Paladins, you have like 1,000 more health.
Yeah, it's kind of like how
I'd say,
I'll play Apex sometimes, but then I'll also play Fortnite sometimes, because Fortnite's gay.
but yeah, like, I'd say if you're trying to play like more relaxed, I'd say Paladins a lot more relaxed, because you don't die instantaneously. You don't
Yeah,
need to,
like if you're trying
worry
to chill.
about- Yeah, I'd say Paladin would be better at that. There's not a lot of sweaty people in Paladins either. So,
Not really.
there's a decent amount of sweaty people in Overwatch now.
Exactly.
If you're trying to play more competitive, I'd say I think the one competitive, I think the one thing they changed about competitive, which I kind of like in Paladin, is that you can ban people.
You
You
can.
can ban,
Like vote
yeah,
kick, you mean?
no, like ban certain you know, on R6 you get to ban certain people.
Yeah.
Okay, you can do that in Paladins.
Well, they do that in
I think that's
Overwatch
pretty.
to an extent. Like, I mean,
Not really.
I think I like the banning concept more. I just don't like the fact that you can't use that move. No, I'm good.
Well, I think that's a touch of originality, and it makes like say there's a lot of annoying people in Overwatch that you got to face against. Like say you're running a very like double shield comp, right, and you're using double shield, so you wanna ban someone that can't really destroy a double shield.
Yeah.
So you can just do that instead of having to worry about it.
Well, I don't know if they do this anymore, but there's some characters. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if they do this anymore, but they used to or
ban
still
certain people.
do. You couldn't really ban people, but they, like Blizzard themselves, would like take. I know Reaper
they
was banned
banned.
for a really long time, and I think Symmetra was banned. I think Symmetra was banned for like the longest time. But
Yeah, but I like the fact that you have like personal choice of who you can ban.
yeah,
That's
I like it. I'd rather like it kind of like how they do it on 6 and Paladins, where you could like choose who to ban, and not like
And not have it for like every single match of competitives, only have it for like one match. And be like, oh, well, they banned this person. If you're playing Overwatch, you could be like, they banned this person, I have to wait for like till they unban it. Like if you're playing Paladins, you can just like, say your main gets banned one game, just play them the next game. You don't really have to wait a long time to play your main in competitive. and that would also, I mean, you have to play more characters. Another thing about paladins, and I think is sort of original, is that you don't have to buy. I mean, you do have to buy every character. It's
I
kind
don't
of like
really like the
RC.
concept of buying characters in
I think,
Paladins. I'm
I
fine with
think
it in like
paladin.
R6, but I don't really like the way that Paladins handles it.
I think it'd be. I think that concept is pretty cool, except for I think it'd be better if you started out with more characters, you know?
Yeah,
Because beginning
like
characters you start out with aren't really very good, so it's kind of pay to win in that aspect. I don't really like
yeah,
pay to win games. Why
it
I like
kind of
Overwatch better than Paladin, because you can be really good at Overwatch and not have to pay a single penny.
it's like when I started R6, I had nothing. Like I had literally nothing. But unlike like you and Colin got like that one thing where you got like all the year one operators or whatever. I legit had no operators and I had to get all of them. And that was kind of annoying. So I kind of like Overwatch more in a sense that like you can kind of just get everyone from the get-go.
I don't. I mean, I think
I mean,
Overwatch.
if Overwatch was still the way it was, but they like whenever they added a new character, you had to pay for them. Like, say if they made like the base roster of the game free, but then whenever a new character would come out, you'd have to pay for them. I wouldn't really mind that, but I wouldn't really like it if you started out with like 5 characters and had to go from there. Like, I'd rather them
Yeah,
have a lot
like
more characters that you could just pick up from the get-go.
yeah.
Because every character in Overwatch is pretty unique to like themselves. And I mean,
And
you can say the same thing for Paladins, but it's just I prefer
and
the
I think
aspect
Paladins. I
of
think
it.
the concept of buying people is like pretty cool, but it'd be a lot better if we started off with more people, and if they like didn't cost like so much like coins, because they're like 60,000 coins. You only get like a 2,000 per game.
Yeah,
So basically, say you want one person, you have to play like 1,000 games. You have to just grind like all day just for that one person.
yeah, and that's what like. The only other reason I don't really, because like the grinding is annoying. Like for how long it took me to get Jackal in R6, but
Well, I think R6 is fine because the way that they handle it, I think it's pretty cool because you can you don't. It's not really pay to win as an aspect because no one has more health. No one's
yeah,
ability is like necessarily better than someone else's.
like they're all pretty balanced, but they just have different abilities that like, yeah.
Yeah. The one thing that how is I don't really. I think it'd be cool like to see that implemented in a game like Overwatch, and like the sense of that. But I think they have to make it like make each person cheaper or make each person more balanced,
I
so it's
mean,
not really pay to win.
yeah, but the
Cause I don't
thing
really like games that are pay to win because they're kind of. I think the main reason they like no one's mad about that is the fact that the game is free. So
yeah,
that's like the way
like,
they earn money from making everyone really expensive.
yeah, but the thing I don't really like about games where you have to buy the characters you have to play is that, say in like a game like R6, you open an alpha pack and you get like something for a character that you don't have, but it's like a legendary. Or like an Apex, you open like an Apex pack and you get like a legendary skin for Mirage, but then you remember that you don't even have Mirage, you know? That's what
Well,
just
I
kind
don't.
of
Well,
makes me upset, and the fact that I hate it mostly in R6 because there's a lot of R6 operators and I have like 20 like combined. Like, so I mean there's not really a lot of like loot boxes and not Overwatch Paladins. I mean I don't really know, at least I haven't gotten any. And if I have gotten any, I haven't opened any. But it's just
there is
I don't really
there's
like the fact that you can get things for characters that you don't have.
I think that's kind of good because then if I'm saying we see we have different opinions on the topic, but I think that's kind of good because then then say you've been wanting someone for like a while, right? But you like between two, right? then both of them are in my opinion. And you get a legend skin for one of those two, then you're most likely now you have an now you wanna do it.
Yeah, I can understand, like, it's kind of like looking forward to, like, well, now that I have this, I might as well, like, go for that character. I can
Or
understand.
like if you didn't know who to, if you just like say I don't know, say you played R6 and then you didn't play it for like a month and you got back on and you were like, okay, I'm gonna work to buy this person, and you bought that person, but you didn't remember you had a legendary skin for that person, and you have a legendary skin you didn't even know. I think that's
Yeah,
pretty good. It gives like a surprise aspect to it. It wouldn't be pay to win because it's cosmetic.
yeah,
So,
but,
Full speed.
I mean, okay, in conclusion, let's see, like, I think that while Paladins has its own original aspects that are different from Overwatch,
oh,
I still
there's
think that I'd
two very,
say
very, very
I'd say
similar
about
games.
70% of blah, I'd say 70% of Paladins is Overwatch, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
It's just
two very, very similar games. I think some things Paladins did better, uh, like the. I think, in my opinion, that Paladins puts a lot of work instead of to making new characters and new maps. They put a lot of the work into making new cosmetics
yeah,
instead of making maps. And I would
like
like to see more maps because there's not really a lot. There's only like 5.
there's like speculation in Overwatch that are like, oh, what's going to be the new map? Who's going to be the new hero? But in Paladins, there's not really a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, other than new skins and
Yeah, and I know that there's Paladins characters that have like 5 skins.
yeah.
Like even like Echo, who just came out, has like more skins than that.
Well, the one thing about Paladins is they have a lot more characters.
Yeah, there are some
And
original
they don't have
Paladins
this.
characters like for this
They
or
also,
whatever.
yeah, they also don't have a lot of people to do. Like a lot of Overwatch has a lot more people because they're a higher edge company. They have a lot more games.
Yeah,
And
Initialize.
Paladins is I'd say high risk is kind of is what I'd call like a incoming company. Because what they're doing now is they're kind of just hopping on
Rolling out.
the dicks of certain games.
yeah,
They just want to earn money in the fastest way possible. And if they do so, and if one of their games get popular, they'll probably be a lot more original because they'll have a lot more like designers, they'll have a lot more like programmers and engineers per.
yeah.
And
They don't
like
really
get
have a lot to
more
like
recognition.
go off of. You know, like they don't
Yeah.
have a lot of help almost.
They don't have a lot of, they don't get a lot of ideas.
But then like Blizzard made Diablo, and Diablo blew up. So
Yeah.
with that money, they
They
just
can hire a lot more people, and they can get a lot more ideas. You make a lot better games.
well, yeah, it's just I feel like Hyris would be like a much more well-known company if they made like their own games. Like
Well,
not
I've
just
tried to do that multiple times, like, 'cause I know in the new game, I know that's pretty original, and they were like the first person to make one of these, one of those games, like Overwatch as a mobile game, and
Double kill.
that's pretty nice. But
Double kill.
they also they made Smite, which is in a way pretty
I think
original.
Smite is their most original game. And Smite's
And then
pretty
that
popular
game,
too.
Well, that game didn't really. I feel like that game didn't blow up as much as they wanted it to do. What wanted it
Yeah.
to do. Because they just wanna. They need some money to start off, and they have money. They just don't have a lot of people that want to work for them, considering no one really plays their game. The
Yeah.
games that they make they kind of die very fast. Like, I don't know, like Paladins, that game lasted only like 2 years before no one really played it anymore. Like Smite, I haven't heard like anyone talk about Smite in a long time.
It's like it's almost sad to like they're like, oh, I don't know what we're doing wrong. It's not like we just completely jerk
Well, I
off
feel
companies.
like they know what they're doing wrong. They just don't have anything else to do.
It's kind of
So
like
they're
Joyner
just doing
Lucas
what
didn't
they know.
have a producer, so he just made remixes of other songs and like put himself in the
Yeah.
song. You know?
Well, I think Jordan Lucas. Yeah, I mean, and some people like that. Like, they just there's a lot of people that like. In the same way that there's a lot of people that like Jordan Lucas more than the people that made the song. I personally like Jordan Lucas a lot more than Little Pump or 21 Savage. The songs, I like his remixes of the songs a lot better than the actual song. The same way that a lot of people like Paladins a lot more than Overwatch. They like the remix a lot better than the original.
Yeah.
In a sense. So it's kind of up to like debate, because some people would much rather play a game that's pay to win because they have a lot of money and they can easily just buy their way to winning every game that they want to. And some people like that because they know they can just like feel better about themselves and think they're a lot better than everyone else. It's the same
Yeah.
reason why in Overwatch people make the same reason why anyone makes any Smurf account is because they want to face low level people and make themselves feel better. Think they're a lot better than they actually are.
Yeah.
I think it could be a pretty big reason why people play pay to win games.
Yeah. I know what you mean. But I think that really just about covers
Also,
everything.
another thing that's different in Paladins, just they don't really have a lot of people with shields. They only
Oh
have like
yeah,
they only have like two. That's be
Fernando.
Khan and Fernando. And
Doesn't
Khan
that
doesn't
one
really
guy have a shield? The one
shield.
that Gabe uses.
Oh, Torvald?
Not
Well, he
Torvald.
doesn't. Oh.
Um.
Well, Khan doesn't really have a
Terminus.
shield. Oh yeah, well, I wouldn't say Khan really has a shield because it's only for himself. It doesn't help allies in any sense.
Kind of like legit.
Yeah,
It's kind of just like
yeah,
an absorb thing.
yeah. I wouldn't say Jet has like a shield.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
There is no obligation for the universe to make sense to you.
So I think that's one thing they really. It's kind of original in a way, but it's not. Like,
Observe the barrier.
yeah, I feel like they are still making characters for Paladins. I feel like the next player they put out is probably gonna be someone with a shield. Just a prediction, but I feel like that's what it's gonna be. And if so, that point will be kind of wrong.
Yeah. But
But yeah, I think that's all
I think
I
that's
have
it. To
to
be
say.
honest, I can't really
Yeah.
think of anything else. But I think we can conclude that it's a pretty not original game, and that's kind of dumb. So,
And I want to say it's really a bad game. I
yeah.
would say a lot of people don't like it because it's like pay to win. And they don't really, most people that play the game are kind of young and they only have a lot of money.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh well, I think that's about it.
Oh, Leo swell.
So, I guess that concludes
The impression of a dying
second episode
Of
of
our
our
podcast.
podcast.
mysteries of the universe.
Yeah, I will push this out to YouTube.
Activating the barrier.
Not that it already is on YouTube since we're live streaming it. But, yeah. That was a very good episode of our new podcast, and very, very epic. So, yeah.